All right. Greetings and welcome to our show. I'm here with Colin and Brabdo for Video Game Book Club. The rules are simple. One person picks a game. You got to beat that game in a month, and then you get to pick the game for the next month that everyone has to play once your month comes around. This was my month. I picked acclaimed studio maker of Tower of Time, Event Horizon.
Never heard
The
of
game
any
is
of that.
the game is called Dark Envoy, one of my most anticipated games of whatever year it came out.
This year.
2023.
Real time with pause strategy. I want to say CRPG, but we're really pushing the boundaries of what that means.
Do you know it's a sequel?
Yep, it is a spiritual successor or whatever. I don't remember that much of Tower of Time's story, so it didn't mean much to me.
John, dude.
That being said, I don't remember much of Dark Envoy's story, and I just fucking played the game, so...
This man didn't know.
You start out, you have no created character, you are...
No, you do.
You create your
You
character.
can give her blue hair. Come on.
I did give her blue hair, but you start out with two brother and sister. It is a sibling couple-ish type thing. And
What?
okay, they're not together, like they're not fucking, but they are two characters that are brother and sister.
You definitely need to clarify because
Yeah,
the way that came out.
Phrasing, my bad. The sister had blue hair. The brother had red hair on my playthrough. Did any other blue hairers?
No,
anybody?
I didn't give anybody blue hair.
Well, it doesn't matter because you put a fucking giant helmet on them that blocks their whole head about 10 minutes into the game. So
Well, you could take it off.
why would you take it off?
No, it's
show helmet or not.
Yeah, there's a setting in the setting.
All right. Well, that goes in the Colin didn't know that section. There's a very important thing when playing this game, and that is if you go to your settings, you could go to how fast you want the slow motion to be. And this slider goes over 100%. And 100% is game speed. So it starts out at like 12% for slow motion. And that seems pretty cool, you know? That was only cool for about, 20 minutes. So for the rest of the game, me and Brabdo played it at 200% slow motion speed, which means every time we hit slow motion, the game would go twice as fast.
It'd be even faster.
I feel like this is the dumbest. It's literally like speed up in an emulator. It's fucking dumb. It's
exactly like that.
However, Pillars of Eternity has 4 times speed, so it is still twice as slow as Pillars of Eternity.
Well, why can't they just make the fucking walk speed reasonable?
I will say that the game engine seemed like it was buckling under 200 speed.
It buckles under fucking 1 speed, dude.
It was really buckling under 200 speed.
There seems to be some type of optimization problem because, it is really cranking the gears trying to figure out what's actually happening at speeds higher than normal and sometimes even at normal. But there's nothing really crazy going on, in the back end of like status effects and stuff. There's some calculations that the game has to do, but nothing more than, what a computer was made for.
I like when my squishiest character walks into a poison pit and when I'm at 200% and they die instantly.
The most difficult enemies in this game are exploding barrels of random status effects. That is what killed my character more than anything.
That shit is so dumb. Why would they litter the fucking map with bear traps and poison? And then
even in the sections where there's no combat, it's like
that's the dumbest part because it doesn't actually hurt you. It like fake hurts you, but you just instantly heal it. So it's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen.
But it gives you a little extra red health.
But it doesn't. Not in the overworld. Like if you have full health and you run into one of those bear traps, you just heal it all. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Just a waste of time.
And everybody has like inherent armor health, even at level 1. I didn't like that because it seemed like I was never at full health. I don't like that grayed out bar.
It makes it look like you're about to die constantly, even though you have full health on the bottom.
It should have been 2 bars.
They should have 100% made 2 bars. So let's flip a coin.
What do we flip?
Colin, start us off with the story, buddy.
Well, yeah. The thing is with this game, it's fucking terrible. It's
Is this Brad? What is this?
yeah, dude.
They do a ton of world
Dice
building,
Andrew Brad.
but the world that they're building, is it good? I can't even say it's like nothing. There's nothing there.
First off, voice acting horrendous.
Terrible, bad voice acting.
Some of the worst. Some of the worst. It's all over the place. Kim, what the fuck was that? What is that?
I'm like 78% through the game too. When I got Kim, I'm like, I'm never using this chick.
Except when you have to.
Yeah.
But and then your characters, if you made me like gun to my head, I'd be like, these characters are like 35 years old. And you report to your parents, like, what is going on there?
All right, so you start out the game and you get the huge exposition dump of these ancient beings that were like ethereal, but then manifested themselves and had a bunch of power. And then you're like in the game, and then you make it to the city of Bones, which is the main city, for about 5 minutes. And your parents are there. And my first thought was, wow, a game that has both your parents alive. That's really fucking dope. I never see that. That's wild. So you're over there and you like talk to your mommy and daddy, and they tell you to go talk to the merchant lady. And the merchant lady is like, do this job. So you do the job and she says, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. And that theme goes out through the rest of the game. Every time you do a job for someone, they're like, you suck. I fucking hate you.
That's not what she said to me.
What'd she say to you?
I did the job right.
No.
Yeah, you picked the wrong thing.
Gotcha. Well, I picked the wrong thing throughout the whole fucking game because
there is no wrong thing because both the endings are fucking horrendous. But
everything is terrible.
And then I'm watching the cutscene of the parents fighting. And me and Bravdo are just sitting there like, yeah, no, I'm really dope that I have my super alive parents here with me right now. My favorite part about them is that they're alive.
I can't believe how alive they are.
Yeah, I can't believe
it would truly make me feel bad if anything terrible were to befall them and the starting city.
Yeah, both of them too. That's my favorite part is that they're both breathing. And then it turns out they both died.
No,
that's crazy.
No, they both died. Oh no! And not only did they die holding on to the secret that won't be revealed until the very end of the game.
Yeah, everybody on the entire planet knows stuff that you don't, and nobody will tell you anything. And they actually fucking go out of their way to be like, so you know what this means, and you know what this means, and you know too. And they're all like, now is not the time for this. We have to talk about it later.
No, see, I disagree. Nobody knows shit. Because half the game is, oh yeah, if you go do this thing, we'll tell you
about the claw, right?
And then you go,
like, turns out we don't know anything about the claw.
Yeah. And then, and you're literally, oh, you go do this thing. Oh, you fucked us. So it's the dumbest. Half the plot is you just fucking over the other side. And then you got to pick a side, but it doesn't matter.
Dude, as soon as I gave you 2 sides, I'm like, I wonder if they're going to make you pick one of these fucking sides. And sure enough.
What'd you pick? I picked the League.
I picked the League.
I picked the Merchants Guild.
The Merchants Guild is sick.
That's the third one. That's the other one.
I picked the Empire then.
Trash, dude.
I'm like, dude, heck to these
fuck the Empire.
The genociding elves, dude.
They're good people.
Had it coming.
There's this one mission where you like go to free some slaves in a mine, and they're not actually slaves. It's there's like some convoluted shit. Like it seems like conspiracy and stuff. But it's not done well. It's like needless conspiracy.
Well, no, it's like whatever the mission that they give you, it's just a lie. They'll be like, yeah, go do this. And then you find, oh, they lied.
Like, oh, they lied, dude. There's something totally different happening. No. I don't know. What are they trying to say? Like being a mercenary is bad? No shit.
Dude, how about in the beginning of the game where that mage comes? You remember that? Did that make any fucking sense?
No, it was.
Dude, I just remember playing it and be like, "What is going on?" It's like right in the beginning. It's the mage lady you get later on in your party.
Yeah.
Starts with like a V or
is it? whatever.
Yeah, she like comes in like new.
Same one.
It's like it's like this scene where you're like you basically die, and she saves you.
Right, the forced death.
That shit
Yeah.
made no fucking sense. I'm like, what is going on?
It's to show you how cool you're gonna be later down the line, dude.
You never get cool.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Dude, want to be sick when you're fighting the same enemy 20 hours in?
When I did end up because I played a summoner, which was her class, and when I was like the level that she was when she quote unquote saved us, I hate forced death scenes, by the way. This game is no exception. Like, they throw unkillable enemies at you practically.
Can you kill them?
Probably if you,
because I don't mind forced death if you can actually kill the thing, because then it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
At that, it's like the first 5 minutes of the game. Like, you can't build anything.
Yeah,
But it's all fake because, like, of course she's gonna kill them all. Like, she's over leveled for like where she's at. But if you go and use all the moves that she used at enemies your level, all those moves suck. Every single one of them. What classes did you guys play? Like, as your main guys?
So the dude was a warrior, specifically a blade master, and then the chick was an elementalist.
so the dude for me was a sharpshooter and then a tank.
And I
But
think I could have played the entire game with just the guy and been
Yeah.
fine.
if you just like if you have a tank, you're fine. They literally get to the point where they're unkillable.
Yeah.
He was completely unkillable. Actually, funny you should say that. I was witnessing some gameplay from Frank where all of his other teammates had died, but his tank was still alive. He couldn't deal enough damage to get over the healing of the dudes that he was up against, but they also couldn't kill him, and he was locked in I don't know, this had to have gone on for at least 15 minutes.
It was 17. I
I
timed it. Don't worry. It was 17 minutes of this stalemate
I
battle.
wish you had footage of that, because that would be awesome to put on the screen.
Yeah, it was brutal. I
The most
ran
epic
Summoner.
battle I've ever seen.
I ran Summoner and the Automaton class, the Engineer. Turns out both those classes fucking suck, but for very different reasons. The Automaton sucks because their things don't stay up until they die. They stay up on a timer, which is lame. And the Summoner sucks because if you turn into the Colossus, it breaks the game. So those two classes suck. Warriors and tanks.
I had great success with the Constructor.
Yeah, warriors and tanks with the tankiness that they have break the like snap the game in half, completely snap it in half. You could have a thing of full warriors and beat the game at like level 15 probably. There's nothing, probably even less.
They just don't die.
The way I was playing the game was I had the warrior fighting guys over here, and then all the three other dudes fighting guys somewhere else.
Yeah, and sharpshooters are tremendous damage dealers. Like, they are the best damage dealers. One time my sharpshooter hit 500k on a mission. That's insane. And sharpshooter's the easiest to build because you just give him the best weapons and then keep buffing his attack speed. And there's nothing like any enemy can do. You just melt them.
See, I built into the sniper skill where you can just fucking where you just click it and it kills every enemy in one hit.
That's ridiculous.
I didn't really get it to kill in one hit, but it did do a substantial amount of damage. But the thing that happened most often was I would click the sniper button. It takes a long time for the thing to happen. The warrior already killed him. The sniper bullet goes off and hits nothing. I'm like, awesome. That's so cool. Because the warrior just come running out of nowhere with a giant chaos explosion hammer, slamming that shit on the ground.
Yeah, the construct class, and you end up just like, because you could put skills on rotation to auto rotate. You end up just throwing death bots at everything. You don't even summon anything. So at the end of the game, I was literally just controlling my sharpshooter and moving out of the way of attacks to make sure that my sharpshooter lived because she had no fucking health, and just clicking on everything until it died. Rabdale, rate the boss battles in this game.
Boss battles? Question mark?
Yeah.
You mean like Joe
0.
Manna? What about Joe?
Yeah, Joe Manna. Joe Manna goes crazy.
How about the greatest final boss of all time? That's just the boss you fought right before.
And dies instantaneously, in my case.
Yeah. Or how they hype up the chained one, and you don't fight them.
You don't even fight the
You don't
chained
even
one.
fight the chained
You shoot
one.
a ball at him.
There's a cutscene.
How insane. I was so mad. It was one of the worst final bosses ever.
It's pretty bad.
How are they going to make you fight a guy you just fought? That's almost identical to the fight.
Even easier, I think.
He doesn't even have ads. I was like, oh, he's going to summon a bunch of annoying shit. That's the only thing that makes stuff annoying in this game, when there's a million things on screen.
Yeah. The challenge levels were harder than any boss.
True. But here's the thing with the challenge levels. I was level, I don't know, 15, and the challenge levels go up to level 20. I was doing the level 20 challenges at level 15. And it was difficult, but like I did it. And like 5 levels under, I'm like a level like 75% supposed to be power level, and it wasn't even that hard. And now, mind you, I was playing on normal. I wasn't playing on like the harder difficulty, but like still, like it's so easy. Playing that shit on 200%, just watching it unfold. Now, my build was amazing, but
there was one part of the story that I liked.
Do tell.
There's 2. It's the introduction of the hybrids or whatever. Because the hybrid looks sick. Yeah, no, that was a cool cutscene.
Sick.
He's like picking up a thing and munching on it, and then like throws it down and yells at you. That made me feel like it was an actual boss, you know. And then they immediately
wait. Are you talking about the thing in the cave?
Yeah, well, it's earlier in the game. I don't remember exactly.
In the mines, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then you get the rat hammer.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
Fuck
all of that, dude. Because they hype it up. The thing's running around. You like get to the edge of the screen, it runs across. You're like, oh shit, what's that? And then it just appears. One of the lamest cutscenes of all time.
And then you got Pablo. All right, Pablo's out here, and he's in the middle of a. Oh my god, I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Pablo. Hey, Bob. Say the characters. Just look. Can we talk for a minute about the? I don't know if Frank's gonna cut this out, but whenever you click to go somewhere, the guy, the different characters got to let you know that. I want to know where we're going. I would like to know where we're going.
Did you ever have a problem getting the characters to select them all?
Yeah, all the time. I thought I had them all selected, and then I didn't. There was a button to select all the characters, but the button is tiny, and there's no hotkey for it for no reason.
Yeah, I had to set up a hotkey.
You set a hotkey up? How did you?
Yeah, because you can bind it.
Oh, see, I didn't see that you could bind it.
Well, because I got so annoyed of selecting only 3 of them and running like way down the map, and then one guy's just in the corner.
Yeah, one guy's just not there.
Yeah, Frank said that never happened to him, which I have no idea how.
It happened to me all the time. Sometimes I want to just select one person, and I couldn't, too. Because you have to select somebody, and then you have to, let's say you're using a healing spell. Then you have to click on the dude you're trying to heal on. But he's, buried underneath, 5 mobs. So it's how do I...
Yeah.
Why can't I just click on their picture instead for that? No, I actually have to pause the game, zoom all the way in so I can find the guy I'm trying to heal before he dies, so I don't have to redo this whole thing.
I forgot about that shit, too. Every time a cutscene happened, it zooms the camera all the way in.
Oh, yeah.
So annoying.
Every time you enter an area, every time you leave an area, everything is always zoomed in. The amount of times I had to keep zooming out, because you have to play the game zoomed out. There's no...
Can't see anything.
Can't see
As
shit.
far as it can go, too, because I don't think it goes far enough either.
No,
and then it zooms all the way in, and you're already in the
Every
middle of a
single
battle.
It zooms it in for you, which is terrible.
Did you have any trouble like when you went to go to an objective and it's like it won't activate?
Yeah,
like
you have to like stack all 4 dudes. Are like, all the guys aren't nearby. What do you mean they're not nearby?
Well, that's how the Colossus broke the game for me, is because it counted my dead Colossi as characters.
Now that's just funny to me, to be honest.
Well,
I don't even know how that's even possible for that to happen. But
the same thing happened to me, sort of, with when I had that rat hammer early on. It would summon the rat. It would just go fight stuff, and then what you call it?
if
You
go to
couldn't
the
teleport. Yeah.
The rats would stay wherever you were teleported, and they don't regenerate. You have to unequip the weapon and then re-equip it to resummon the rats. There's also a scorpion item that did the same thing.
So
that I had on. And I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, it's like this is useless because as soon as you walk through one area, they're stuck there. So now they're gone. So it's like, why do I have this item on?
It's so bad because I couldn't leave the area because I finished the mission, but I guess the rat found some mob to go hit, and I literally couldn't leave until I went all the way over there and killed it.
That's dope.
I didn't know you could respawn it. That would have helped, but how are you supposed to know that unless you fucked with it?
Yeah, I did fuck with it because I couldn't get him to spawn. I'm like, what's up? And then there were some other things like sometimes the weapon abilities. I'd have a weapon with a weapon ability on. It wouldn't work. I'd have to re-put the item back on to get the actual weapon ability. It would give me the default one instead. And I'm like, what? Where's the weapon ability?
Yeah, I never figured out how that worked. I felt like anytime I put something on, it'd just be something different. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude. And then the loot. You get 99.9% garbage.
At least you have an
get
infinite
one less
inventory,
item.
basically.
Yeah, thank God for that, by the way. That could have taken the game to a 2 if they had a limited inventory size.
Yeah, if you're over encumbered. There is like a weight stat, but I don't know how you would ever reach it.
Yeah, like maximum weight. I don't even think it's you would have to have literally no points in weight reduction and have all heavy items in order to hit that negative.
Yeah, and I never got close. Because most of the time it's like, I feel like there's not a reason you just wear whatever your best shit is anyway. And a lot of times that isn't heavy armor.
Right. And then, like, well, by the time you're hit level 20, like, you have so much weight reduction anyways, just because it's a weight reduction is attached to, like, another better skill.
Yeah, and there's, like, a global skill for it, too.
Right. So
with that research.
Yeah, so you just end up, things just kind of make sense. I don't know. I almost liked, like, gearing the game out.
That's the most interesting part.
Definitely the most interesting part of the game.
The gear and then the skill building. The skills themselves are pretty fucking lame, but looking at the skill tree is fun.
An awkward number of like skill points. Like I always had like 1 or 2 skill points left over, and like I was maxed out on that tree. Like I can't buy another skill because I only have 5 skill slots. So what am I supposed to do with this extra point? Everything else is maxed out on.
I didn't like.
So the game just sits there and tells you that your guy has points to spend, but I can't spend them.
Same with passives. It felt weird you could only have 3.
You have 5, I thought, or 4.
Is it 4? I thought it was 3. I thought it was 5 skills, 3 passives.
I didn't like any of the restrictions that they put on at all. Because, like,
I mean,
if I have all these passives,
anyways, even with these restrictions, so it's like,
if I have all these passives unlocked, let me have the passives. It's like, and then I gotta redo the whole tree because I put 2 points into a passive that I can't put on anymore because the other passive's better. And then like half of it is using regular skill points, and then half of it is using specialty skill points. It's like the whole skill tree is bunk to me.
And you gotta put points into a skill you don't want in order to unlock the skill that you do want.
Yeah.
No matter what, there's always a skill that you don't want. You're like, fuck, I got to upgrade something to move it.
Exactly.
I think they did. It was a huge swing and a miss with the passive and all of that skill tree stuff.
Well, even how much they cost doesn't, because it'd be like 1, and then it'll be like this one costs 3, and then it just fucks everything up.
Yeah. And then it's like you're leveling up for what after you get all your shit? It's like everything's maxed out. So it's like, what are all these points for? Nothing.
Yeah, I think after like level 15, I was already maxed out, and they give you the option to specialize in additional specialization. That's useless.
It's just because you don't have enough skill slots.
My guy's already got them. Is already min maxed. I don't want any of the abilities from the other classes. And then even if I did want them, they only give you some of the. They don't give you access to all the abilities. You get like the ones that. It's useless. It's totally useless.
That is definitely like padding.
Specialize a single thing on a single one of my characters.
I did it because I was like, this would be cool, and then I'm like, no, it's fucking stupid.
What would make the build better? Right?
Right.
Because everything is synergistic. So it's like, oh, let me break my synergy to put some useless skill on that like needs other skills with it to make it actually good.
And you just don't have the skill slots or the passive slots. Like there's just no room when like you can't keep adding shit at that point.
If you had like one more skill slot, then maybe that would be useful. But like as it is, it's already like you already got too many skills in the game to juggle anyways between 4 characters.
Yeah, I already felt like I couldn't use all the skills I wanted.
I just started running skills that worked well without me having to actually press the button.
Nothing was more aggravating for me than having to wait 2 levels because it made me put a point into an automaton instead of having more summoning points. Because every time I would take the point off the automaton, it would break the whole skill tree.
Right, because you would shoot down the tier, so you had to.
Yeah, absolute dog shit. I also didn't like the regular the might and the power and all of that. I think that could have been done way better as well. Because I never put any points into speed. Because what's the point?
I did at first, and then I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah. The one saving grace is that it doesn't cost purple gemmies to fucking put to do a reset. You can do a passive skill reset anytime you want.
The respec is like it's like 500 gold, right? With nothing.
I spent no gold the entirety of the game. Gold is useless to me.
So that's for me. I spent a ton of gold because I bought all of the crafting stuff. I bought the research notes so that I could level up the research stuff fast.
Yeah, I bought those. That's the only shit that's worth buying.
And then sometimes I'd see a dope item and I'd buy the dope item. Other than that, but I mean, I guess that's like, what else would you really want to use the money for, anyways?
Yeah, characters, not interesting. For as much world building as they did I really just wish I cared about any of it. John's a shitty name for a planet.
Yeah, that got me. I'm thinking about all the Johns I know in real life, and it's.
I don't care how many dots they put above the A's, dude. That's a lazy, boring name.
You got to say it like John or something because, like, dude, John is a word that exists in English. I don't know if they know.
Yeah, one of the most common names.
Probably the most common name.
I don't know. The world building could have been cool. It has like the ability to be cool. It's not, but
and like they do like exposition cutscenes, but they do the same thing that they did in Tower of Time, where it's like a slideshow cutscene between going to a new place.
Yeah,
I don't want to deal with that.
Talk about the awful mocap.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Oh, I remember there was because you're forced to have 2 warriors at some point, right? The Benedict guy and your other guy. And I remember they went to open a door and there was a cutscene and they were standing next to each other and they both had the same animation going at the exact same time. And I was like, oh, that looks dope.
Half the time the mouths don't even move.
Yeah.
Because they expect you to have a fucking helmet on, you know?
Which blows my mind because this is the director's fucking special cut bug fix edition.
Cut. What does the director's cut even mean?
What the fuck is the base version? Does it even boot, dude?
That's a good question. This game is kind of
question. Brabdo made a good point to where he wished that in any game, when you have a helmet on during the cutscene, people just went just muffled voices.
That would be. Then you'd have people on Reddit, dude. Why are all the cutscenes muffled?
Yeah,
only other characters that have.
Yeah.
What game would do that? Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's the only game I know that would do that.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, dude. Maybe game of the month.
What was I saying before I fucking had to dip out? Oh, Pablo. That was my favorite scene. Is Pablo
with the worm?
Sitting, and in the middle of the city, and he's being consumed by this fucking like purple goo worm type
and nobody
thing.
knows. Everyone's like, "No, Pablo, my friend for my whole life."
I don't fucking. I booted the game up to that scene, and I'm like, I don't remember who the fuck Pablo is.
Dude, because the characters are terrible.
They're just unremarkable. Like, and the character models are bad too. Like there's the one old chick with a huge chest, and her neck texture is completely different from her chest texture. Where is it? Yeah, so like her chest is smooth, and then there's a line, and then it goes to her neck, and it's all wrinkly. Like it's fucked up. It's weird.
The whole game feels very underbaked. I don't know. Like
it's not even a good game if I was 12, dude, and I had no other games. It would still be shit.
I mean, I won't lie, I kind of liked building the characters and like doing the challenge stuffs, but it's like
its problem is it's attached to such a bad game.
Yeah, the tactics are really boring.
And I hated the gameplay loop. I hated just go here and then wave of enemies.
Yeah,
like that shit got old so fast.
You like the puzzles at the end of the game and like one of the last areas? Did the
puzzle? Oh my god, yeah.
Terrible puzzle. Oh my god.
Dude, we're all snowflakes and you have to pick out the snowflake that's better than the rest or something.
They're trials, dude. The trials.
The trials were god awful. And you like the guess the left or right path one?
With the two portals, up down, up down.
That was sick, dude.
Puzzle Master Frank, but Brabdo clued me in on that one. You just do them one at a time instead of all of them at once.
Yeah, you got 4 characters. That gives you 4 chances to get it right.
But yeah, that is literally just a trial and error thing. It's no crosscode, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, I save scummed the last one. I did not want to go back.
I would have just looked it up at that point. Fuck it.
I wasn't gonna look it up, Dean.
That's the same thing, man.
Actually, gotta bring this up. There's multiple times I want to look things up because I was curious about something or other, and there's nothing. Nobody has played this game.
I know. There's no wiki. There's like 5 things on the Steam community page.
Posts. Yeah, 5 Reddit posts talking about like the ending of the game and the choices. I'm like, I wanted to kind of like know such and such things about it, but like, there's nothing. There's no information out there at all.
And I hate Reddits for games like this because people would be like, I loved the game. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, we know some people who are kind of like that with weird games, don't we?
They remind me of a planet.
Yeah. I thought for sure that this game would have like a cult following. It does not.
Well, it's too new.
It seems to be unremarkable throughout the entirety of like all criticism from what I looked into. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's bad though, because I really, really did like the combat. Because the problem is that the combat's good, but it's inside of a bad map design with a horrible loop of like enemy reinforcement shit, and
no variety either. There's like 4 enemies.
Every single enemy feels exactly the same,
and I think you're supposed you're supposed to pay attention to which kind of enemy you're dealing with, like so that you can use like the specific weaknesses and strengths that they're like weak to. But I unlocked the mage ability that automatically uses the element that they're weak to.
Yeah.
After I got that and started using it, I'm like, bro, I'm just using the same shit on every single enemy. I'm not.
That's the problem. Maybe the game's better on like hard, but it should be at least like okay challenging on normal. But it's not. You just become so fucking broken so fast.
Yeah. My main thing is like all of the tools and like things are there to have it be a really deep and interesting combat system, but there's no real reason to do that. Yeah, you have to go out and search for it, and that's
the enemies are just terrible. So like, no matter how good the skill setup is, You got like bad, like there's one challenge mode that gets rid of your mana regeneration. I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. That's literally the one time of anything.
And the bosses are so bad too because it's just a 4v1. So you just overwhelm the fucking boss, and it dies in like 3 seconds, and that's every boss.
It was cool for like 2 or 3 bosses for me to just be like, okay, you're fucking nuked, and then no boss was like, here's a challenge. It was always like, get fucking nuked, kid. You're out of here. And it becomes really underwhelming because you're incentivized to min-max to the highest possible you can. But if you do that, the bosses become completely like negligent.
Now you're just playing the game to play. It's like you're doing like a word search. You just gotta it's just a matter of time before you find you're just clicking.
Yeah,
and the wordle of fucking
yeah.
And I hated almost every single map. Every single map in the entire game was nothing was interesting to traverse.
Boring.
Through. Well, they're almost all the same. There's like very little variety, and yeah, I feel like there's almost no. It reminds me of Sandland, where it's like where you keep going in those ships, and it's like, oh, they're huge, and you can explore, but there's no fucking reason.
Right. It's like, what are you exploring for? It's like empty. It's like the same room over and over again, getting deja vu.
Yeah, every dungeon looks the same. They Horizon Forbidden Dawned it, dude, where it's like fucking Horizon Zero Dawned it, where every single dungeon looks exactly the same.
And then it's like, yeah, there's chests you can find, but half the time there isn't anything useful in it. It's like the bosses just drop the crazy shit every time.
98% of the time, there's nothing good in the chest.
Yeah.
What's good is you got to get the research notes. That's like the only thing you're opening the chest for.
Speaking of chests, dude, you were talking about like weight earlier. I never got close to being over encumbered with.
I don't know how you could.
Yeah, we were saying that.
Yeah,
it's like not possible.
Like, I wonder if it even is possible.
I did try to keep all my other guys below in the lightweight section so that they could get the movement buff and the dodge buff. So like 2 of my characters, I kept them lightweight.
I didn't even know there was a buff.
Yeah, you had to look at the bar. So like the mid buff is like normal, but they actually get more stuff if they're lightweight. And it's kind of sort of hard. If you put like 2 mediums on them, they can make it depending on how much weight capacity they have. So like, yeah, 2 of my characters were lightweight and the other 2 were like mega weight, but it didn't matter because they had so much weight reduction that they were just normal.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I'm most bummed about right now is that I wanted to come in here for this podcast and be like, yeah, dude, this character I had was super kitted out and statted like this, and that's why he was my best character. But that doesn't fucking matter because all of our characters were inherently like gods. Like,
there was sort of mechanics like. There's a whole cover mechanic for ranged characters. Didn't even bother.
Never used it. Yeah, I didn't need to.
I spec'd heavily into the cover mechanic, and I used the cover.
Yeah, the portable cover that you could just get automatically.
The portable cover that you drop down, but it can get destroyed. So it's like, it's like you get twinkles of like good ideas and good concepts in this game, right? You get like a mirage of what seems like a good game, but then once you get into it, you're like, this is not good at all.
Well, because it's a sick idea. Cover, like all these buffs you can play around cover, like all these like different ways you can fuck around in like each little map. But then it's just like, or I could just spec into this one like insta kill button, and my warrior just spins and fucking never dies.
Yeah. Now, actually, you know what killed me the most in this game is my own warrior. Because there's a warrior ability called Berserk. I didn't read the text. I'm just like, oh, it gives me lifesteal. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll turn that on. So after the warrior's done killing all of the dudes, he just starts killing your own dudes. And this happened maybe 5 or 6 times before I realized this is what was happening. I'm like, wait, why are my guys just die? Why is my own dude killing my dudes? And then I realized because I had this ability on like auto use, so it would automatically use it. And so it was kind of like a useful button if the warrior is surrounded by guys, but all of your other dudes are far away. But if they all die, then he just starts going after them. And of course, my warrior one-shots all of my other dudes. So it's
Which
just
again is like a tremendous idea. I don't know any other game where it's like, okay, he's going to start hitting your guys, you know? Like, there's concepts in this game that are inventive and fun and cool. But again, it's wrapped around this like mediocre nothing sandwich of a story laden with fucking maps that are not great and enemy design that is even worse. And quests that are horrible. Oh my god, some of the worst questing I've done all year.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't do any, because all the side quests like that, I was like, I'm not doing these.
I was doing every side quest until the City of Bones got on fire, and then I'm like, I just can't even fucking care anymore.
That's early too.
I did every side quest. I did every optional map. I did all the challenges. I did everything.
Was it worth it?
No. But I did it. Just in case there was something in there that it was worth talking about. My dedication to the podcast.
He's dedicated. He experienced more Dark Envoy than probably most people ever will.
I don't know, because some people on the Reddit saying that they did multiple playthroughs to get the multiple endings.
That is so asinine, because you can just save before.
That's what I did. I saved because I wanted to. Because the first ending was so bad, I was like, okay, maybe the second ending will be better, and it was better, but it was still not good.
So which one do you think is the good one?
The good one is where you agree and you attach yourself to the evil guy.
Yeah, that is the good one.
But like, it kind of sets you up to not want to do that, because narratively, the chick is like, "Oh, don't listen to her. She's. It's better if you don't do it." And you're like, so now you're in the good ending is betraying your own sister on her own will and listening to the Oracle. But the bad ending is betraying the Oracle because she told you to.
And she steals your sister's body.
Right.
I don't. They both suck because you die.
They give the body up because they say, they're like, in the end of the game, she's like, oh well. She's like, oh, don't worry, I'll give her back eventually. And then like the story story recap sprint to the end goes, you never did see her again. I was like, why not? She said she was gonna give her up, so what, you never fucking found her way back? Is bullshit. And then, he became the president of the fucking place. Wow.
Yeah.
I looked up, and I guess there's like slight variance too, where your sister kills you.
I didn't get that one.
Yeah, I didn't get that one either. I looked that up. But I just got the one where it's like you end up dying because whatever, but
he's like immortal in the good ending, I think.
Well, I definitely
she dies eventually, but like of old age.
Yeah, because the brother died spending his whole life trying to contain this thing, and then he's just weak as shit and gets stabbed in the tummy. That's what happened to me.
Yeah, no, that's the good ending.
That's the good ending. Okay, yeah.
The bad ending is you betray the Oracle and she goes into space and you never see her again.
That sounds way better than whatever. I'd rather do that.
Why? But she takes your sister's body.
Dude, she already has it though. Like
she's with the good
gives it back in the good ending.
Yeah. Which makes it make no sense that why would she have to take it anyway?
It's stupid. The more brain cells I waste on this, it's
it's like we need multiple endings.
Dude, and there's so many choices in this game. I hate games with choices in them, man. I just hate it.
All the choices culminate. It's like Fallout 4. I mean, Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, dude. Shout out to Brad, Fallout New Vegas. It's where you sit there with a slideshow for 25 minutes chronicling what happened to everybody according to your choices, dude. Did you watch the whole slideshow? Because it's pretty fucking long.
Like,
well, you know what the worst part is?
I don't know anything about these characters that they're talking about. Like, oh, she went back to her village, and I'm like, I don't know nothing about this. I don't know. Is that
It's
good or
bad.
not? I don't know. She went back to her village and such happened.
But the worst part is like developers now, like say you have like one variation in your slideshow, Frank,
Yeah.
they're calling that a whole new ending.
Of course they are, dude.
So now they'll be like, this game has 500 endings because
Yeah.
like they just add all the variations up.
It's like RoboCop.
Yeah.
It all comes back to RoboCop. Did you let freaking
Did you let Pickles borrow money? Because if you didn't let Pickles borrow money, he got eaten by an alligator.
Yeah, if you lend Pickles money, he gets eaten by an alligator.
I vastly cared more about Pickles than anyone in Dark Envoy.
I thought I would. I thought
And he
I
was a
would.
bum.
I didn't know I could care less about a character than I cared less about Pickles. Pickles has a way more interesting story arc than anyone in this entire.
I care
game.
more about Pickles than I did about Washington. That guy is a lame-o.
That's Rowan.
Whoa.
Just trying to be a cop.
He just wants to be a cop. Just trying to be the best cop ever. You know, some people just shouldn't be cops. I don't know what to say. Like, I mean, 90% of being a cop is just writing tickets, but that's okay.
Even RoboCop
RoboCop
writes tickets.
He does. And I wrote them all. I wrote every ticket.
Would RoboCop be a good boss in Dark Envoy,
It
Frank?
may be.
Yes.
Would you nuke him, though? You think you could be?
Well, dude, there's some really bad enemies in Dark Envoy. Like the Blitzcrank teleporting enemies. Why can they teleport and shoot their little fucking funny haha
Dude,
arms?
I don't even know anything about the enemies in that game. They all just died when I...
Dude, there's a boss named Joe Mana. Doesn't get any fucking dumber than that.
Joe Mana.
And then he becomes a good guy, Dragon Ball style, dude. Joe Mana. I sided with Joe Mana at the end of the game, by the way. I had to.
You know how dumb it is to have your fantasy D&D style game and name your character Joe Mana?
No, because he uses mana powers to like...
Well, yeah, he better. His name's fucking Joe Mana.
It's like fucking John Halo. It's like they tried to be generic.
It's
like their version of John Halo. Dude.
Yeah,
it's Joe Mana.
Where's fucking Jim Health Potion, dude?
Yeah,
he's dual wielding health potions, dude. That's his only thing. You try to kill him, you can't.
Steven Bow Wielder, dude.
Yeah,
Ranger.
We're traversing into Glup Shido territory
It's
now.
the Glup. And they introduced Joe Mana like I'm supposed to know who he is. I don't know if he's I think he's a crossover character from the other game.
Is he, Frank?
I don't remember.
Is Joe Mana from the Time Tower?
I don't remember,
dude. I in my head canon, Joe Mana is the most important character in the lore of the game.
He's easily one of the memorable characters.
I remembered his name because of how stupid it was, so that's something. I couldn't even tell you the names of the other main characters besides Benedict.
I know Benedict's name.
Benedict Leon is one of them.
Vasco.
Kim.
Vaseline.
Vaso. Kim,
Pablo.
The bald
Pablo.
one.
Shout out Pablo. Best cutscene.
Rest in peace, Pablo.
What's your father's name?
No clue.
What's your mother's name?
I bet that doesn't even come up on Google. That's how much of a hidden gem this game is.
Yeah, fuck Celeste, dude. This is the real hidden indie gem.
What's a hidden gem? It's like a hidden turd. All right.
Is that everything?
I think
Did
I've
we go through everything?
Things.
It's just an unremarkable game.
It's like the most nothing game ever.
It wasn't the worst thing to play. I didn't.
But it wasn't that bad. At the here he comes, dude. The defense at the end. I'm like, I didn't like. I'm not like mad that I had to play it. Right.
It wasn't a chore. It just there were so many times I was playing it and I was just so checked out though.
Yeah.
It was like hard to get engaged at all. But
clicking buttons.
It was something to do.
It was something to do. I gotta give it that.
Yeah. The game has zero immersion for me. Like at no point did I get immersed in the story or
and no replay value. I wouldn't even think about
no replay value.
We gotta talk about the multiplayer. The multiplayer
works. It works.
It's a big selling feature. It works. We played it for like.
But it's fucking pointless, right? How do you pause?
Yeah. No, you just pause.
You can just pause.
So anyone can just pause?
Yeah.
And unpause?
Yes.
So one person controls two characters, and the other person controls the other two characters.
So you can just stun lock the game forever?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but
I would go as far as to say this would be better as a co-op game completely.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe was the original idea the whole time.
But is any game worse as a co-op game?
No.
I think maybe if you got 4 people together and you played on the hardest difficulty,
you would never finish it because everyone would be pausing all the time.
No, because if you're only controlling one character, there's really not that big of a need to pause.
True, but then it even more defeats the purpose.
I think there's a world where it's fun if you play with like 4 homies on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, if you got
you gotta get 4 people to fucking play this piece of shit game, I mean, good luck.
Yeah,
you might as well play a better game.
And it's already like a 20-hour game. You'd never finish it.
Because like I didn't care about Divinity Original Sin at all either, but I wouldn't have beat that game if I didn't have Colin there telling me how shitty it was every time. And then I go, yeah, no, it's shitty.
It was just so overrated.
It is the most overrated game I've ever played.
And everything was on fire every 5 seconds.
The only reason that what's the furry game about death that I picked?
Spiritfarer?
Spiritfarer. The only reason Spiritfarer isn't the most overrated game that I've ever played is because Divinity Original Sin 2 exists.
That's crazy.
That's crazy because Divinity is probably a better game.
Divinity is an infinitely better game because it has gameplay.
I mean, there's movement.
Yeah, that's it.
On a boat.
You can move.
That game should have been a visual novel. It technically could be considered a visual novel. You can't
get ready for more of these cozy games to get 9s out of 10s on IGN.
Yeah.
Well, we played
Crossing.
A Night in the Woods was fire.
A Night in the Woods was tremendous.
And it's basically the same game as
because it doesn't make you think that you can die. The concept of A Night in the Woods is infinitely more like grounded. Whereas, like in Spiritfarer, you're the Grim Reaper for animals, you know, and they make it sound cool. It's not. It's boring. It's a 40-hour fetch quest. We're getting off topic. I give this game a 6.
Holy shit, dude!
You're giving it a 6? I'm giving it like a 4 or a 5.
Oh, 6? You think this is
6?
You think that you get? What'd you give Kingdom Hearts?
I don't remember.
Is 6 the 7 of this?
Hold on, no, I'm pulling up. We got to pull it up. You gave Kingdom Hearts a 4.
No way, this game is worse than Kingdom Hearts.
I had more fun playing this game than Kingdom Hearts. 100%.
This game is not 2 points better than Kingdom Hearts.
What did I give Kingdom Hearts, a 6? This game's got to be a 4.5.
I'm at a 3. And that's being nice, because really it's a 2. But I'll give it a 3.
But you didn't know about the 200 times speed boost.
That would make me hate the game.
That would move it up. If you had known that from the beginning.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. Why would I think the button that slows the game down in a real-time with pause game can go up to make it speed up?
I'm just glad I didn't beat the game before Frank gave me that little nugget of information.
That is so stupidly not intuitive that...
I agree.
It doesn't even change the text. It still calls it slow-mo, even though it's 200.
Yeah.
It just calls it 200% slow-mo. You would think that they would just change the text to be speed up.
You talked me into the 2.
Or if you think about it, how hard would it have been to just make another button that speeds up? You know, they have a slowdown button. You could keep the slowdown button, and then you could have the speed up button, and then you could adjust both of them. Is it one going down to a 1? I talked him down to a 1. This is the director's cut.
It just
what did the director do, dude? I got words of the director.
Cut of the podcast. The fucking game is negative 17 points.
it's the best out of Recore and the Werewolf game, but it's hanging in that tier for me, Frank.
It's really bad. No, I will fully take all of my L's. I have never sat here and been like, oh man, I really think this game is good and you guys are just hating on me. No, this was it's below mid. And for me to give it a 6 when it's below mid, and I can admit to that, doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. You should give it a 5.
All right, I will rest firmly at a 5.
If you're going 5, then I'm going to take a 4.
The reason I give it a 5 is because it does have interesting concepts, and it does take risks, and it does do all of this. The problem is that it has no immersion, the map design is shit, the enemies are shit, and the story doesn't matter. But there is a tremendous amount of effort that went into this game, and it's there if you want it to be. Like if you want to enjoy it, you can. Like,
but also why not just go play Pillars?
You should 100% play Pillars of Eternity, and more importantly, Pillars of Eternity 2. Pillars of Eternity 2 is still untouched when it comes to real time.
Go play Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate 2 is probably better. I've never beaten Baldur's Gate 2, but
if you want a good story, stay away from this game.
I did not go into this game being like, wow, I want this game to be better than Pillars of Eternity 2. I never expected that of it, but I expected much more of this game. And yeah, it'll be a 5. It's a 5.
It's worse than
I'll take my 4.
Diofield Chronicles, whatever the shit's called. Dude.
It's
worse.
The combat is so much worse in Diofield Chronicles. The story is just as like not.
No, it's a little more. The characters are a little better,
dude. The what is it called? The battle banter in Diofield Chronicles 2 is unforgivable.
Dude, this game has a. Brad was even talking about it. Anytime you move, you're like, where are we going?
Okay, all right. Well, that's a wash. That's a wash. That's a complete wash.
Yeah, you stepped out when I mentioned that. I don't know why they needed to have that. And if you're playing on 200 speed, you get that voice line like twice.
At 200 speed?
No, it's normal speed.
That's disappointing. I wish they YouTubed it where everything was 200 speed.
Yeah. Every CRPG that is real time with pause that isn't this game has a out of combat button where it does just speed up the walking speed and all of that. This game does not have that. You have to go into your tactical mode and go into speed up, slow down.
Dude, all they had to do.
We didn't talk about how bad the path.
Oh yeah, it's fucking horrible.
We gotta stick that one in there right now. That's probably the big contributor to my 4.
Definitely a 2. It is. It's in the shit game bucket.
I didn't hate it that badly.
Kingdom Hearts 1 escaped the shit game bucket.
I don't know how. That game is miserable for me.
Because it's at least cohesive. The story's kind of. It's not. It's barely there, but it's fine.
I'll give Kingdom Hearts a better story than this, 100%. Just counting the first game, because the other games don't exist to me.
I kind of liked the combat more in Kingdom Hearts, even though it was kind of shit.
It's good.
So I did to an extent too, actually, and this is my favorite genre, so that says something. I'm keeping it at a 5 though. I won't go less than a 5 because there is, like I said, a lot of effort that went into this game.
What do you mean?
There is. There's an obscene amount of effort.
None of the animations work. The fucking characters' mouths don't move. What do you mean, dude?
I don't know anything about. I think I could have done a better voice acting job than some of these voice actors, and I don't.
They could post a fucking article and tell me this is a Unity asset flip tomorrow, and I would go, okay. Like, I'm not gonna blow my mind.
Could you be convinced that this was like an NFT game?
No.
Yeah, 100%. Effort.
More like F fart.
He's glazing his 5 up.
It's not
a 4,
glazing
dude.
if I'm giving
It's a 4.
It mid, dude. It's not a 4. What's your game, dude?
Oh, you're not ready.
Oh no.
I don't know what you thought I would pick, dude.
You wouldn't have picked. No, remember I redacted that.
You redacted that, okay.
It's a game about the Old Testament, dude.
What on earth, dude?
Even better.
Bible Adventures on the NES, dude.
El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron,
What
HD
the fuck
remaster.
What the fuck is this?
Action video game.
El Shaddai. It's a song by Amy Grant.
I dropped you the links.
El Shaddai. Ascension of the Metatron. No, I gotta, on the name alone, I'm smelling 4. I'm just calling that out now.
What do you mean? Oh, also, the port might not be good.
Awesome.
Oh no, dude! Don't tell me that.
But I found the best version I could, and it's there. So
this might trump Record of Lotus War, Deedlit, and Wonder Labyrinth.
I told you,
worst title in history for video.
I wasn't kidding.
This is like Devil May Cry, huh?
No, it's El Shaddai.
No, it's Angel May Cry.
Got to ascend of the Metatron, dude.
Okay, well, we'll see, dude. Save my thoughts.